Testing, testing. Good evening, everyone. To those of you that might be tuning in expecting to see some lacrosse right now, the Oceanside boys team was delayed on their trip out here to AC Flora. Their bus is just pulling in. It appears they're going to be given a 20-minute warm-up, and we'll be off and running here. So hang in with us. Thank you. Testing, testing.
Testing. Sounds good. Welcome, Landshark Nation, to AC Flora High School in Richland County, Columbia, basically, South Carolina. I am Tony Zarzaka here to call the action for the tilt of the Oceanside Landsharks visiting AC Flora Falcons. I'm here, as always, with the coach, Chris Harrison, to my right, and Angie Gregory to my left on the camera. What do you think, Coach? We had a busy week last week, and here we are on a Tuesday night, ahead of another busy weekend ahead. So at 0-3, the Landsharks roll in here. Thoughts? What do we need to do here?
Win.
Yeah.
Win. I don't know that it's ever been more simple than it is tonight. You got to come out of here with a win. This is a game that matters for playoffs, and it's just non-negotiable. So, but you're not going to win in the first minute of play. So it's one goal at a time. You got to build the lead. But that has to be the focus of this Landsharks team tonight.
Well, I think I think our kids, would agree with you. I understand Coach Tom Harris and the rest of the coaching staff. They kind of tore the team down a little bit yesterday, got to the bottom of what might be some issues, and as Tom always does, he'll pull it together. He's been doing this a long time. He's got a good staff under him. I know there was a lot of collaboration. I don't know. I'm not being evasive. I don't know what the secret sauce is, but my understanding is we may see some player combinations. Some people got to kind of shake off that when you lose 3 straight in a skid like that, 2 really close ones, and then a blowout on Saturday. Any coach is going to corral the troops, circle the wagons, and see what we can get done.
And it happens in any sport, Tone, from the professional level down. I mean, I know in the NFL those guys say the first 2 games of the season you're just trying to figure out your team. And you'd have to think if that's what's happening at the highest level, that translates here on the high school fields as well. So hopefully the coaches and the players have put their heads together and are ready to come out tonight. Palmer Mood giving us a what's up on the sideline. And come out here and show AC Flora that we don't represent the 0-3 record that we came in here with.
Yeah, I think we're going to see something tonight. The kids have been looking forward to this. Like you said earlier, this has playoff implications. I know it's only the 4th game of the season, and we still have 12 more to play, but this does have playoff implications because the way lacrosse is structured here in the Low Country, and you can speak to this better than me, we're playing teams from everywhere and trying to get the strength of schedule, but there's only a handful of games that actually seed us for the mission at hand. And the mission at hand is to recapture the 18-19 Magic and put a state championship banner in the gym and a ring on their finger, especially these seniors going out.
Yeah, I don't want to misspeak, Tony, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's only 4 or 5 games in our schedule that actually count towards those playoff seedings. The rest of the games are put in there to sharpen this team and to give them some competition. So when a game like this comes up, it's got to be a win.
Well, and that's been the blueprint for Oceanside across all the athletics and for all the banners and all the championships that we have. Athletic director Mark Meyer, who I think is listening at home, he just texted me a minute ago. The girls' lacrosse tonight blew out. I don't even know who they played, but they blew them out. I got the report from Lily and Jean Marie and everybody back in Mount Pleasant that was a rout. But back to Mark Meyer. Mark Meyer would say, "Iron sharpens iron." That's his. He's a Marine at heart, and that's the banner that they go under when they're scheduling. The football team had a ruthless gauntlet on their way to the state championship. I think we're going to break for the anthem here. We're on a compressed schedule because the bus was late. The traffic was terrible getting here, so I hope everybody traveled safe. If you're in the comfort of home, put us on the big screen and let's go.
Yeah.
Right hand over your heart as we honor America in playing of our national anthem.
And we are live back with you at the Athletic Center here at AC Flora High School. The sirens are sounding. It's a great atmosphere tonight. We have a beautiful crescent moon above after some strange weather earlier. They're calling out the starting lineups for Oceanside.
Starting in the chat, the senior, number 8, Katie Costa.
So as they call the lineup, I'm going to try and talk over them because I think we got enough filter there. We may have a little treat tonight, as we understand.
Special guest, maybe.
Special guest a little bit later in our show. We have former Land Shark goaltending, all-state goaltender Hayden Daniels with us tonight. I know his father's listening at home. Your boy came to see us.
Double sevens.
Double sevens is here. And while his jersey's not hanging in the rafters, as Titus wears it proudly out there, that 77, we are looking forward to having him with us for a little color. We have to get him on board with some of the rules and regulations of this.
Well, apparently the boys wanted Gavin to wear 77, and he stuck with his number 10. So
well, you can't mess with a number.
Yeah, so Titus is the proud bearer now.
Exactly. So the starting lineups are at the center line. They're running through the coaches here. I'll tell you what, this kind of rivalry that we have with this team goes back the whole 8 years of Oceanside lacrosse. They've had a lot of great battles, these two teams, both in the playoffs and the regular season. And it doesn't seem to matter. It's one of those games, kind of like Beckham, although Beckham has a little different. They're newer, but certainly have the dynasty behind them. This is always an electric atmosphere. It's too far away to call it a backyard brawl.
Right.
But it is always a brawl. There's a lot of pride on this field. We mentioned our boy Palmer Mood, number 6 for AC Flora. He is one of our Sweet Lax Carolina and Loggerheads lacrosse guys, and we just love him and his parents, Frank and Stephanie, his sister Charlotte. They're all here. It was great to see them. And for the next 2 hours, we're not going to be friends.
No, it's over. It's over. Ended.
So,
yeah, Tony, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 2 years ago we came in here to AC Flora, and at halftime, I believe we were up by maybe 6 goals, and we walked out of here with a loss. So
we did. It was inexplicable, but these guys, again, doesn't matter what the records are.
Right.
It's one of those games. And there's always something about coming up here to Flora because the way the field sits here, ladies and gentlemen, we're kind of down in a hole. The school's off to our right because we're in the visiting stands, and the athletic fields the property is landlocked. And I want to give a special thanks to Athletic Director Yates for giving us a real warm welcome here and taking good care of you and I, getting in and managing the equipment. So thank you for your permission to do this. We love it. She couldn't have been more hospitable. Looks like we're wrapping up the events at midfield. Soon we're going to have the ceremonial handshakes. There's the goalies shaking hands and off to their cages. Gavin Harrison between the pipes for us has been great all year. There's the horn.
And we have junior goalie Alex Hammond taking his space for AC Flora between the pipes.
So our freshman, Cole the Clamp, looking out there at midfield, just the size differential between them and big number 99, which I got a 2-page roster here. I'm not used to that. So
Cole looks like he's ready to play in the snow out there right now.
Yeah, he's pretty buttoned up. So that's Garrett DeGood on the face-off dot for Flora, and we are underway. Live lacrosse, ladies and gentlemen. There's a fight, a big scrap by Cole the Clamp, and it's going to be Oceanside ball.
Ref saw a hold there.
We're going to bring it up. Looks like we got Peanut Seaton out there with the long pole. The offense is getting ready to check into the game. AJ Zarzaka trots on the field, double threes.
Ian Cole, number 4, the freshman, back out there. Good to see him. I think he was nursing a flu-like bug. He really impressed us in the first game about Beckham, and looks like he's kind of back in his similar position back there at X-Attack.
Yep. So great to see him back. AJ sets a little pick there for Carter Gregory. Takes a little to the helmet there. He's got a little bit of chin music going on from the defense there. Short pole on. There's double sevens, and he fires and winds and then to the twine. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, 11:18 to go, not even a minute into the game. And out by the 12-meter arc, fires Titus Gilliam. Titus the trigger lands us at 1-0 Oceanside over Flora.
And it's been a bit, Tone, since we've had a natural lefty. I mean, obviously we've got guys that can shoot lefty, but Titus is a natural lefty. Great to see him come across the field that way and nail that snipe.
Yeah, he's really come on. They're figuring out how to integrate him into the offense. And again, against the powerhouse teams we've been playing, look, we put up 18 goals in 2 games, the first 2 games against stiff competition. And then, so you got to look at Lake Norman as somewhat of an anomaly on Saturday.
Lake Norman just took it to us, plain and simple. And you have to say that you probably want that Mill Creek game back. Not taking anything away from that team. They were a strong team, but, to drop a 1-goal game like that hurts.
It certainly does. So AC Flora sets up. Palmer Mood close to us, number 6. Keep an eye on him. He's a scorer. Big number 99. I think that's number 99 out there. I'm having a little trouble with the white jerseys under the lights here. We'll do our best.
That's Sam Davies. He's a senior attacker getting the business from Seton.
Alex Peanut Seton does what he does best, gets him to cough up the ball, and they're going to sling it out. Palmer Mood at the top of the circle. He's got Andy Jones on his hands. He takes a big rip. Gavin's equal to the task, and his first save is in the books.
Gavin saved more than a few of those in practice during travel season, so glad he was able to get a save there and get Oceanside moving the other way here.
A little bobble on the clear, which has given us trouble. That's Reese Meredith, brings the ball up, hands it off to Titus the trigger. Titus winds over to the near side here. He's looking for Ian Long back behind the net there. Ian's deep in enemy territory there. Back to Titus. Oceanside setting up. The offense trotting on. Here comes A.J. Jackson Hyman. I feel like we're going to get a big game out of Jackson. I feel like they were working on some things yesterday. He is a guy that we have to have present in this offense.
Jackson's a big body, and when Jackson's playing with confidence, the field just tilts downhill for him, so we need to see some of that tonight.
I see a lot of spring in the step early on. Great to get that first goal. Carter Gregory takes a big rip, and there's a save by the goalie.
Nice save by Hammond going low there on Gregory.
And there's a turnover. Jackson Hyman puts a body into it, gets him to cough up the ball, ruins the transition, and Ian Long's got it. And the Oceanside Landsharks, little bobble there by the trigger. Over to Carter Gregory at the top of the restraining box. Over to A.J.
Why go 70 yards when you can play defense in your own end? Great job there on the ride by Oceanside getting the turnover and moving the ball around here.
These boys are looking for their swagger. A.J. makes a move, beats his man, gets around. Carter can't handle the pass, and it's out of bounds.
Looked like A.J. and Carter had a little miscommunication on which way Carter was going. I think A.J. thought he was going to head to the goal, and Carter looked like he wanted to kind of rip from the outside there.
Really good back check by Carter Gregory. Had a turnover for a minute. Palmer Mood's got the wheels turning. Thomas Huffines, who again, and there's Palmer Mood coast to coast. He's feeling it. He just beat his buddy, Gavin in net there. Got around Thomas Huffines.
Thomas looked like he was trying to hold on to a moving car there through the window or something, taking nothing away from his defense. That was just the head of steam that Mood had coming down the field. It was a great job by Thomas to try to break it up, but Mood would not be denied.
So at 8:29, Coach, that knots us at 1. It's going to be a little bit back and forth with this team. With these two teams, again, there's a mutual respect, but a general disdain between the two teams. All right, Cole's trying to dig it out. Big number 99, he comes away with it. So off the face-off dot, he's got a mouthful of Peanut Seton there, and Peanut's not going away. The ball comes out, and it's out of bounds. They're going to call that a push? No, we're going to come up with the ball.
May have had a playing without the stick call there on AC Flora, but I didn't see the referee's motion.
Yep. Carter Gregory winds it up. Tight pass into Ian. Ian with a great move. He's looking for the cage. He gets mauled in front of the net. He draws the penalty. And, I think Ian's going to be my new tougher than a $2 steak mascot this year, Coach.
From here, what do you say? 145? I mean, he's
soaking wet, holding a brick with both ankles taped.
But fearless going through the middle there. Got to love that. Takes one for the team, and Oceanside's man up here got to take advantage of this.
Agreed. He just put his foot in the ground and just turned on a dime, and which is really good to see because the AC Flora turf is notoriously slippery. It's a damp night.
We were debating whether it has been replaced. Now that I'm looking at it, it may have been. I'm not sure, but we haven't seen any slipping yet. But like you said, Tony, it is a bit of dampness in the air.
The man up is running, rotating clockwise. Titus the Trigger's got it. Back up top to AJ. Quick pass over to Jackson Hyman. Jackson takes a big rip. Looking forward to seeing more of that out of Jackson.
Yeah, good ball movement there on Oceanside. They got it to the open man, Jackson, and he just let her have it.
The kid is a born shooter. It's what he does. He can put it anywhere he wants. There's one. Titus rips a quick one off the cage.
Yeah, Titus was saying, come out and get me, and nobody did. So he put a little wrister on there.
Yeah, and I like to see the shots early. Now, we've had that in almost every game where Oceanside came out fired, and they kind of curled in or recoiled in over the time of the game. It'll be interesting to see how we go. AJ took a look, didn't like it. He's got the feed inside, and there's Ian Long. What a feed inside, and Ian finishes the job.
I got to tell you, Tony, what discipline on your son there, because he had some room to take that shot, and he saw Ian coming and knew that Ian was going to be open there. Ian again in that dirty middle place, and AJ just hits him with a dime of a pass. 2-1. Your Land Sharks are up here with 7:20 left in the first.
You got to love the energy. I like the spring in the step. This looks to be a different Land Shark team than we watched on Saturday. Back out to the face-off dot. Cole the clamp. He's holding up pretty good so far against a much larger opponent, and you got to feel that. And he comes away with it clean, slips on that slippery turf that we talked about.
This is why I should keep my mouth shut.
There you go. Oh. And there's a bobble. Andy Jones ties up number 9. That's Sam Davies got tied up by Andy, and we're gonna. Oh, there's a little low feed into Gavin there for the clear. Looking for where to go with it. Makes a skip pass across the goalie. Peanut's going to take off. We got to get across the half line here. He's got his head down. He's rolling. He gets it over to Carter. Carter takes the zone, gets the touch. And the Land Sharks are going to set up shop again in the offensive zone here. But Caden Costa checks in behind the net at attack.
And I'd say, Tony, better looking clear there. I mean, little more ball movement back there than maybe we want, but got it upfield and get the Oceanside offense set up.
Yeah, looks like we got a couple player changes. Liam Rosebach's checked in. Jackson's going to make the dodge over to Liam, back over to the Trigger. He's got Ian behind, going to feed it over there. We're getting a lot of action out of Ian from X there. One hopper over to Carter. No problem corralling that. Carter looks inside, doesn't like it, gets leveled. Clean hit, no flag. And it's a rugby scrum for the ball right to the right of the net, to the left side of the net there.
It's going to stay blue.
It's going to stay blue. Carter's going to inbound it from the alley. He's going to pick it over here to Liam. Liam Rosebach over to Titus. Titus took a look, and then he just drilled it off a guy's head. And that ball... The coach just fielded a great ground ball over here. Nice work. You look like a shortstop. I think you got to step into it when you step forward.
I was a catcher, so I always smothered stuff if it was on the ground.
All right, so number 19 just got his bell rung as Titus went full bore with that shot, and the kid put his hat right on it.
Yeah, it looks like the refs were checking on him just to make sure the bells weren't dinging too loud.
Well, he's a stout young man. It looks like it's going to take a lot more than that to rattle him. He's a big boy. Feed back behind the net to Costa.
Great cut
over
there.
To Carter. Carter sees what he likes. The Trigger's out front. He's got it in his right hand. And as we said, he's a natural lefty.
Oh.
Feed inside. Almost had it.
Just a little high, but a beautiful look there.
Carter cutting through the middle. Trigger's on the other side. He was looking up top at a minute there for Costa.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a little reset here. Some guys are in there.
I even heard through the headsets the coach were barking a play. Not sure what it was, but I heard him bark something. Carter Gregory behind the net. The Trigger lurking out in front of the net. Up top to Liam. Liam didn't like it. He took a big shoulder, and it separates her from the ball. The AC Flora defense. The goaltender snares it in his cross, and there's a big feed up top. What a great stick by Peanut Seaton to knock it down. Nobody has possession. It rolls right to Jackson Hyman. Jackson scoops it up. We're headed for a touch here.
Yeah, Liam had to reach pretty awkwardly for that, and it kind of opened him up where he got hit. Hope he's okay. He didn't seem to wince or anything.
He paid the price for it. We've got a timeout, Oceanside. Let everybody reset. It's a physical game thus far. You know, and that was something that, you know, on Saturday we didn't see the physicality, even out of the Lake Norman crew. I mean, they were big boys, but there wasn't a lot of banging around.
Well, I think what happened was Lake Norman came out. They had 4 shots on us, I think, in the first 40 seconds of that game.
Easily.
And I think that just immediately kind of causes the defense to sit back a little bit. So it's all setting a tone. I mean, I know that's kind of a hokey thing that coaches say, but I feel like Lake Norman came out and set the tone on Saturday, and I feel like there's a bit of a tone here today. You know, a little bit more toughness, a little bit getting into some of the dirtier spaces for goals, and that's fine by me.
I like the gritty game.
Yeah.
You know, it's something Coach Harris, he made all the boys read that book, Grit, which is a great book about, you know, what it takes to dig down and find it when you need it. And, you know, who's willing to do the dirty work. And our attack guys aren't particularly big. So when they get up against these big defenders, like I said, you need that toughness because they're going to get, you know, we go back to, and Brody Hollingsworth has been injured, but who's taken more hellacious hits than Brody Hollingsworth over his time as a land shark and on the club circuit? And always gets up. Now
he's popped up from some hits that you just shake your head, and I know his parents probably don't love that. But
no, Jamie and Ryan aren't digging that. But
yeah, but I think as a player, man, that just gets you going, and it's a shame to not have him out here. Hopefully he'll be back out here soon.
Right, and the number one line, I'll more on that later. Number one line's out there. Carter's got it, streaks across, beats his man. The trigger's looking. He was low to high looking for that top left corner and just missed it by about 8 inches.
Yeah, I think he had
our
it.
vantage.
I think he had it from this angle and just shot a little too high.
All right, ball's back inbound, and like I said, we got that number one line out there, AJ, Carter, Jackson Hyman, and the trigger. We've got Ian Long behind the net, and there's a drive, and the goaltender saw it the whole way. Goaltender's a big guy. He's tall.
Yeah, he's definitely fills up that net and got some height to him. Oh, boy.
There's a huge turnover, an easy go. Oh, and Ian Long misses the net. He misses a wide open. He's going to want that one back, the poor freshman.
Here's what I'll tell you. Points to Heineman and Long for somehow backing that shot up and keeping possession.
So we maintain possession, as you say. AJ's got it. Back over to Carter from the trigger.
Let's hope Ian just shakes that off. He's got no reason to hang his head.
Nah.
We're early in this game, and he's already been playing well.
Yeah, he's a really good young talent. He's going to lead this team in years to come. And you can't put a price tag on the experience that young man's getting.
Oh, definitely. As a freshman being back there.
AJ swims through it, drops the ball, gets a shoulder into him by – is that number 81, that defender? That is a mountain of a young man.
He's got some mass, as you and I like to say, Tone.
Indeed. When AJ ran behind him, I almost didn't see him for a little bit there.
I don't have an 81, so I wonder if he's a 61. That's Asher Rhodes. He's a senior defenseman, and he certainly is senior.
And there's a forced turnover by Oceanside. Number 23 was running up the sideline with it, thought he was going to get the clear, and Oceanside's back on offense.
Well, Tony, I don't want to jinx us, but what I will say so far is I love how we've been playing in this end of the field for most of this first period. I think that's a great change of pace for us compared to some of the prior games.
Finn Wagner checks into the game. I love that point, Coach. Finn Wagner checks into the game. Carter's got it. He feeds it back to Long. Long out to Costa. Costa, kamikaze, sees it. He's feeling it. And he throws it right into the goaltender.
What a beautiful move.
Wagner's got it. He looked at it for a minute, didn't like it, pushes it over to Jackson Hyman, back over to Carter. Carter's going to dodge from the alley, gets around his guy, and you can't give Carter Gregory that kind of space. You will pay. And Carter said, let me have it.
Picking corners. Just great rip coming across field there.
Really good effort there. Got around his guy. So that's going to be 3-1 Oceanside, 1:59 to play in the first quarter. And, it appears that our Land Sharks are feeling it.
All I can say, Tony, is foot on the gas. I feel like we felt a little bit of this year so far, and it's just got to be foot on the gas right now. We've got to prove to ourselves that we can play 4 quarters, so they got to keep it going.
I love that. As a coach, I always said, all gas, no brake, boys. Let's go. Ball's rattling around.
Good job on Cole there, just keeping his eyes on the ground for that ball.
Cole's got a little bit of an errant pass to Ian, and they turn it over. Number 4 dumps it out to number 14. That's an errant pass. AJ's going to and AJ's going to want that back, and he bounces the ball off the Starlink. Are we good?
Elon's going to be a little upset with that. All right,
yeah.
I'm just going to I'm going to get it back in line here. Give me a moment.
All right, line it up. We got to be pointed toward Musk. It's going to be Oceanside ball. There's another little errant pass that came in a little hot from Peanut to Costa. Costa's going to set it up. He's got AJ to his right. Peanut trugging across the field there. Jackson Hyman's got it out in the alley, waiting for Carter Gregory to check it back into the game after a quick blow. AJ's got it over here. AJ's going to look to turn it back around, go the other way with it. Trigger gets into the game. Jackson Hyman. Costa behind the net. So this is a good player combination. You've got the size of Costa, the agility of Ian, the left hand of Trigger. Trigger goes at it right-handed. Goalie snares it. And here comes the ride again.
I will say, Flora down by 2, but Hammond having a pretty strong first quarter in goal down there for Flora, the Falcons.
He's snared a few shots. He's equal to the task. He's not afraid of our shooters, and we've got shooters. When our boys are cut loose, they will cover the goaltender in rubber. There's a roller. Oh! Jackson Hyman started to go low, and then he went up over the top.
I think it was a little fake there, trying to get the goalie to drop.
AJ picking up the ride there. He's trucking downfield. Here comes Flora. Flora's setting up shop. It's been a little bit since they've had to camp out in the offensive zone. That's Reese Meredith. Reese Meredith, good coverage. Whistles one by the front of Gavin, and that's going to be the period. 3-1 Land Sharks at the end of 1. I feel like that was a pretty good effort, Coach.
After the first 3 games, I think Coach has got to be happy with that, and it's giving him something to build on here going into the second.
You know who else will be happy with that? Our sponsors.
Oh, we have them.
By the way, see what I did there?
I did. Mark Hyman checking in from St. Pete said we sound great. Well, of course we do, Mark.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you. If you're out there in Land Shark Nation with this away game, we don't have many away games. We're going to do them all. Our next away game will be back-to-back in Florida. In a couple weeks, where we had picked up a couple games down there. We're going to play at Bowls, but we're not going to play Bowls. So here's the older Gregory comes strutting across the set.
Yeah.
Good to see him. So back to our sponsors. So first and foremost, as always, because it's me, Benjamin Franklin Plumbing of Charleston, for all your household plumbing needs, commercial or residential, we are your team. Bowline Wealth Management, Coastal Millwork and Supply, Fast Trans Intermodal, Longshore Boats. It's almost boating season.
Getting there.
The Merediths are ready to sell you a boat. Get to Longshore Boats. McDonald's, Saltwater Rides, SGKA Investments, the Charleston Design Center, Thomas Supply, Axis Endurance Coaching, Charleston Elite Lacrosse, Lolax Lacrosse. Feeding the Sharks is Matzo Deli and Jersey Mike's Subs, Beacon Community Bank, Acme Low Country Kitchen, Playa Bowls, the Rose Box, the Heinmans, the Longs, the Funkadelics, the Johnson family, the Craybill family, the Hollingsworths. Can't thank them enough for their generosity to the program. The Gregory family and the Harrison family. So there's our sponsors for the first quarter. We'll ring them back throughout the telecast. And here we are back at the face-off dot for the second quarter. Goalies have switched ends. It's a crisp night. The wind has died down. It was a little windy out here earlier, but the wind has died down. It's probably in the mid to upper 50s. Angie has the parka on nonetheless. Chris and I are out here in shorts. Angie is dressed like the Nook of the North.
You know where we're from.
Yes. The Florida girl wears it. All right, Palmer Mood against Peanut Seaton. Boy, that's a matchup we've seen a million times. Peanuts all over him, gives him nowhere to go, gives him little space, pass across the goal mouth, up top to the top of the restraining box, number 18. 18. It looks like. Boy, these white jerseys in the shadows are tough to see the numbers.
You get a bit of a glare too from the light.
Andy Jones with a turnaround swipe, backs off his man. Sawyer Arnold making his presence felt. Number 18 thought better of it. Big size mismatch there. 17 comes ripping across, and there's Peanut got a stick on that. He was going to pass it, and it went up and over and toward the restrooms and the snack bar.
Yeah, Silas Gilman, or short stick D-mid there, also giving the business to the ball carrier.
There's an errant play, and AC Flora slips on their own turf. Ball's loose. 23 comes up with it for Flora, and the Flora's on the march. Gavin's barking and pointing, telling everybody to get set. Just once again, a little bit of error on the clear there. Sawyer Arnold was out there, and
oh boy,
AC Flora looks like they're about to throw it away here. All right, it's going to be Oceanside ball. So
it's going to stay
it's going to stay here.
The ref was whistling a tip long before that ball rolled out, so he definitely saw something in the middle of the field.
All right, Sawyer Arnold lines up, short stick D-mid out there. Gets by Silas Gillum. That's it's Palmer, number 6.
Yeah, Silas has to be careful there. You don't walk up to Palmer Mood and stop your feet.
No.
He is going to blow your doors.
Yeah, and he's going to be excited about it.
Yeah.
Energetic young man. And Palmer is going to there's a behind the back. A lot of traffic in front of the net.
I think we're going to have an office violation there on AC Flora.
I believe you to be correct, my friend. So Thomas Huffine, it's great to see Thomas stacking minutes. I mean, he was hurt in the beginning of the year. In the first game, played sparingly against Mill Creek, played a little bit more. And that is a clear from Gavin that Peanut couldn't handle. He's just not that tall.
It was clear. It was clear of Peanut, that's for sure.
It was. So we're going to punt and drop back.
Yeah, good to see Thomas out there. I feel like each game we're seeing him get a few more minutes in and hopefully getting and feeling better each game.
I had a chance to talk to him, and he said he feels good. There's Ian with a nice effort on the ride against the goaltender. That's a tough ball to see for long distance there, at least from our vantage point. The shadows on this field the lighting's great, but the shadows are just it's casting a little bit of shadow over there under that one light pole. All right, so here's the clear again. Gavin Harrison, number 10, over to Andy Jones. Andy's looking for a place to go with it. He's getting the ride, feeds it to Carter Gregory on the clear. Carter's in a little bit of trouble, turns on the jets, gets past his guy, feeds it up to AJ coming on the field. AJ takes some lumber from Palmer Mood. That's funny. We see that a lot too.
Nicely done there. Our attackers and middies coming back to help.
They gave him a place to go with it, and now the Land Sharks are going to set up shop looking for number 4. The Triggers got it on the far side. Feeds it around to AJ. No, that was Ian back there. There's AJ's got it. Back to Carter Gregory at the top of the box. Land Sharks are moving around. Titus is going to make the dodge here. He makes the stutter step. Can't find any area to run to. AJ comes inside, makes a quick move, draws a whole bunch of attention, backs out, still has possession of it. I think he wondered for a minute whether it came loose or not. Carter makes a dodge, gets around his guy, feeds it in front, and there's Jackson Hyman. Yahtzee!
What a pass.
Oh, and Jackson Hyman tallies his first goal of the season, and what a monkey off his back. I know he's been feeling a little bit of pressure.
He's got one or two, doesn't he?
I don't think he does.
Oh, boy.
He has not scored. We're in our 4th game, and Jackson just the first game, he was, against Beckham, they had him covered like a blanket. I don't know that he took a shot in game 1. Kind of like we shut Bear down. They took him out of the game. So that was clearly part of the strategy.
Well, let's just hope that opens the floodgates for him here. 4-1 at AC Flora Falcon Field here. 8:46 left in the first half.
And I'll go back to my first statement. Jackson Hyman is an important piece of this offense, and we got to put him in position to make his presence felt. All right, There's a whole lot of traffic. Number 9 getting bodied in every direction. Silas Gillum puts a body into him. The ball's turned over, and it's going to be staying here, right? Yeah.
Staying this way, yeah.
Yeah, the referee did a little something funky with his arms there. I wasn't sure. All right, so we're going to bring it in. Sawyer Arnold's coming to so they got the ball. Sawyer Arnold comes on. The defense is getting set up.
There may have been a loose ball push or something over there that kept possession going this way.
That might have been the gesture that threw me off because he was pointing the other way. But that may have been the push sign. All right, back to number 11 behind the net. Over the side. Silas trades it off to Peanut with the long pole. Number 5 makes a move. Sawyer Arnold backs him off. Big Sawyer Arnold, our big football defensive end. Reese Meredith with the long pole behind the net. Both of them go down on the turf. And it's going to be blue ball.
I think he did a little ice skating maneuver into the crease there on the turf.
I definitely heard the guy yell crease, so there's an office violation, as you say. We'll use that for the remainder of the year for that call. Gavin's looking forward. He's walking it up. He's out to about the 30-yard line here on the football field. We're going to have to get this thing across the end line
move it here.
All right, we're down the field. We still haven't got it. There's the touch.
Well, it wasn't pretty.
It was not, but it clears a clear. In the stat book, it's a clear. All right. Oceanside sets up shop. Jackson Hyman wheels it around. Caden Costa behind the net. Over to Ian Long.
Kind of a tough light in the background down on that end, Tony, right? Coming from the baseball field down below, it comes in at a weird angle.
The field, orientation of all the fields here, just the geography, everything's tight. The baseball lights are on. The soccer lights are on the soccer practice field. So, again, they really make the most of every inch of real estate they have. It's a beautiful facility. And there's Carter Gregory goes down low on the goalie through traffic, and he's got the twine.
I have no idea how Carter saw that, let alone the goalie's not going to see that. I mean, he hit the bottom half inch of that bottom right corner there. Just a beautiful shot.
Excellent work there. So we're gonna restack here. Cole the Clamp struts out. Big size mismatch there we talked about, but the freshman is not intimidated. I talked to his dad. We thank him for his service. His dad, I think his father's in the service. We talked to him last time. He's going to do some time in the Philippines. So he's looking forward to our streams coming up because he's going to be out of country for a little while.
What a check on Peanut's seat in there.
And we know that look in Peanut's eye when he's got that stride. Oh. He gets the shot off, and you can just tell when Peanut, in poker they would say he's pot committed. He is going all in on it when he gets that kind of head of steam behind him. You can almost imagine what it's like playing hockey against him.
The check he made on that guy on the ground, I mean, just a whole cross right on the hands, just beautiful.
So Titus the trigger comes in. He's all the way out by the half line between the restraining box and the half. AJ over to Jackson. AJ back to Titus. Titus is going to make the dodge. Feeds it back. It's a little too tall for Costa, and it's going to be an Oceanside turnover. It's going to be AC Flora coming the other way, running their clear.
Yeah, Titus looked like he was a little rushed there, and I'm not sure that he was. Maybe he was feeling some pressure from somewhere, but
yeah, it seemed like he fired it off just a little early, went off a little half-cocked. There's a lot of action in front of the net, in front of the player bench. There's flags out. I'm not sure who it's on, but it's right in front of the Flora bench. There's a little banging around over there. Our offense is coming off the field, so that would lead you to believe that the penalty is on Oceanside. And that's going to be Peanut.
I guess Peanut saw something he didn't like.
Yeah, so Peanut takes a knee in the sin bin, and we're stacking up 4x4 down here low in the box. On comes Silas Gillum, the sophomore.
And that stings a bit, Tony, because Peanut's probably, our top, if not one of our top penalty killers down here. But hopefully our boys can hold things together for a minute.
If you can take the best defender in the state off the field, then that's a good thing for the other team. All right, Flora's got their first man up of the night. They're rotating it around. Number 1, he's backed off by Reese Meredith. Reese has just been playing fantastic. I mean, against the kind of competition we've been playing, he has really done a great job. There's a big drive. I think Gavin got a piece of that. It wasn't backed up.
It was not backed up. Gav made a motion to the ref. I'm not sure what it was about. I think he got a piece of that, but...
Well, that would make it a shot, and it wasn't backed up, so away we go. So maybe a little bit of an errant decision on a man-up situation. Last thing you want to do is throw it at the goal with nobody standing behind it. Gavin sees what he likes. Pass gets knocked down, got tipped at midfield. Silas has got it, feeds it over to Carter Gregory. We got the touch. Silas makes his way to the sideline.
Just need to be smart here now to kill this penalty out, and I think it has been killed. Looks like Peanut's off the knee. So we should be at full steam here.
Peanut's working his way through the box. They're changing players behind the play. The big line out there, AJ, Titus, Carter, Jackson, Ian, Costa. Big floater over there to Titus. Titus at full stride. He feeds it behind to Costa. Costa's looking for somewhere to go. He's got Gregory, a little bit of a tough low pass. Carter turns around and rips, just misses the side of the net. The shot is backed up.
Ian Long heads up back up there because Costa was coming, rotating out.
I'll tell you, Ian Long in his office behind that net at X is really, I mean, we definitely missed that presence back there. He's got such a good field awareness for a young man. He's out there with kids, first time he's ever played against kids this old, and, the lights are not too bright for him. Big high pass out front to Carter. Jackson Hyman looking for it. He's got big 61 on him, and he goes and takes the shot, and that's 2 for Jackson Hyman, and he gets the penalty. All the finest meats and cheeses for my men.
I got to tell you, Tony, that just goes to show the strength of that kid. He took a heck of a stick check there and somehow still fired off a beautiful high shot. Nice job by Jackson Hyman, his second of the game. Oceanside finds themselves up 6-1 with 3:50 here left in the quarter. And we'll see what the refs do here. We may be man up.
Well, somebody's on a knee. That's number 4.
Not sure if the conversation might be regarding whether it's going to be non-releasable or not. We'll see here when the referee approaches the middle.
If it's number 4, yeah, it's a defender. That's a senior defender, Michael Quinn, on his knee over there in the sin bin. He's going to take a shift there. So the Land Sharks are going to look, we talked about it, all gas, no brake.
I believe the ref indicated that this is a non-releasable penalty. I couldn't see fully, but I believe that was the motion he made.
All right, AJ's going to bring it in from this alley closest to us. Referee's going to whistle it in here in 1 second. We got 3:51 to go in the half, and it's been a spirited half of play thus far for the Land Sharks, a team that's got something to prove, and they look like they're playing like they got something to prove. AJ winds it over to Jackson. Jackson sitting on the brink of a hat trick in the first half here. AJ's got it, feeds it over to Jackson. Carter Gregory, Jackson Hyman. Gets the skip pass to Titus, back to AJ. AJ's looking where to go with it, back to Titus. They're rotating it around. You'd like to think with a man down, with man up, that we're going to get a shot off here. Titus rips one right into the goalie cross. I think shot selection-wise, I might have gone a little lower on that one. But
yeah, Hammond seemed to be squared up nicely to that and had a good view of it.
So they're going to clear it out there. Ball's on the ground at midfield. AJ comes around with it. He's got wheels turning. Back to Carter Gregory.
Smart move.
Heads up play by AJ there.
Yeah, unfortunately, if AJ would have kept driving and took that shot, if he would have missed, that would have been a turnover, and coaches don't like that.
No. Jackson Hyman takes a seat. Ian Long behind the net in his office, getting ready to dish it out. AJ up top. Winds it around to Jackson. Ian rotates out from X, or rotates back to X. Kamikaze Costa in his office out in front of the net. He winds out to the perimeter. Carter's looking at him. Carter had something he liked there, and then it went away. And there's a left-handed shot. Carter Gregory offhanded, hits the top right corner.
Carter played a game of peekaboo with the goalie there. Did you see that?
He did.
And he used AJ as a little bit of a screen. He kind of peeked to the right, back to the left, and just a beautiful shot.
Coach, we talk about it. You know, these kids have been playing together forever, and Carter and AJ have kind of a connection at the cerebral cortex there between the two of them, where they just know what they're doing. I saw Carter just wave his right hand because he took a left-handed shot. He waved his right hand just a little bit, and AJ slowed down. If you look at that play, he slowed down just as he was crossing the goal mouth, and then he got out of the way because he knew the heat was coming.
Got a little drizzle here falling at the end of the second quarter. Last thing we need is a little more slickness on this field.
No, yeah, a little, glaze is not going to help anybody out there. So Cole the Clamp is doing well so far. He digs it out of there, throws his body at it. The ball comes back into the defensive zone. Andy Jones, that's who's 19? That's a new name. Caden Craybill. So Caden Craybill.
No, that's 19's Logan Finley.
Oh, Logan Finley. I just talked to his father this morning, Chris. Chris had a little plumbing issue today. We took care of him. Benjamin Franklin, the shameless plug. Carter winds. Oof. What a good save. Great save by the goaltender.
Minute 30 before halftime.
We may have taken more shots in this half than we have this year.
Quite possible.
All right, so we've got Sawyer Arnold. He levels his man after the play. No flag. Got to be careful there, Sawyer. Sawyer is a contact machine. And there's a timeout, Flora. So 7-1, 1:15 to go in the half. Like you said, a slight drizzle coming here, but nothing that alarms us. There's no real rain in the forecast tonight, although they just canceled school tomorrow in Charleston County. So
for the rain?
For the impending weather that's coming in later tonight. It's supposed to be pretty miserable in Charleston tomorrow morning. Don't know what it's going to be like.
Wait, you're not joking? They really canceled school?
No, they canceled school.
Oh my gosh, I totally thought you were like saying we can't handle rain in the South.
No, they actually canceled school. That's the benefit of having a board member as your broadcast partner.
There we go.
Christina Brown sent the note out a little while ago. Principal Brown always on top of it. We don't follow Charleston County schools to the letter, but we do take their lead when it comes to that. I know one of my employees told me Berkeley County canceled their school. So, I mean, everybody's in concert. The weather's supposed to be pretty miserable. Well,
don't tell my wife that. She's getting on a plane in the morning. So.
Yeah, well, I would venture to say she better find a nice coffee shop at Charleston International because that's I take the odds against that flight taking off in the morning. Now, it's supposed to all blow out by the afternoon.
Okay.
So, once again, occupational habit that I have because rain is no good for our business.
Right. Well, 1:15 left here in the first half, Tony. And we have that dreaded 6-goal lead.
Yeah, I feel like we had that, like you said, 2 years ago. Had it 2 years ago. And, excuse me, and we came back after the half. And you better believe that'll be the topic at halftime. Tom Harris is not going to forget that.
Well, I will say you and I had talked after the first two games and said our third quarters were just ugly. But Oceanside turned that tide in our last game. Even though it was a loss, they won the third quarter and won the whole second half as far as goals on the field. So hopefully that third quarter lump is going to be out of our system at this point.
Well, and that was if there was a moral victory to be had against Lake Norman, and there's Palmer Mood takes a seat on his own turf, harassed by Peanut. And Palmer has lived on the wrong end of many a practice to the hands of one Peanut Seaton. And he will attest, as all of our Land Sharks will, that is not a fun day when you get picked to go against Peanut on the ground ball drill.
Nah, Peanut doesn't have many friends. Because if you are his friend, he's still going to beat you up. He's not afraid.
Yeah.
So, and I'm joking. Peanut's got a lot of friends,
Yeah.
but he is just pure brute force, and you don't want to be on the receiving end. Let's see if we have any comments coming in. Still just Mark Hyman watching us.
Shout out to the Craybill family as one of our sponsors, and their boys on the field and looking good. So we appreciate you. I know you're watching at home. Feel free to, like the page, text us, whatever. I got a text from Mark Meyer here, our athletic director. He's looking for an update. So I'm just sending him a little text break there for the athletic director. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, when the athletic director calls you, you answer. So, again, our girls, they had a pretty good route at home tonight. My better half, Jean Marie, was at the game for Lily there. So the Lady Land Sharks took care of their business. The boys have it. I'm not going to say they have it in hand here because we've had a 6-goal lead on this field before and watched it evaporate. Jamie Hollingsworth just checked in. He said, odd not being here, but it's his first time watching the live stream.
Hey!
So welcome, Jamie Hollingsworth. He appreciates us. He said we're awesome, dude.
Tell him not to get too used to it. I mean, we love him watching, but we'd rather him here.
That's right. Don't get comfortable. I know you got your boys. All of Greenwood is apparently at the Hollingsworth house tonight. So shout out to them. Back to live lacrosse. AJ out front feeds it over to the Trigger, and the Trigger drills it. 8-1. 16 seconds left. Silas has got Titus, the Trigger's got a hat trick, right? I
believe that is. I believe that's his third, and you got to love getting a goal here in the last minute and padding this lead to 8-1 with just a bit over 16 seconds left. See if maybe a quick possession here could lead to one more.
And this is the Oceanside lacrosse we're looking for. Again, we've had basically 3 nationally ranked teams roll through our turf there at the Reef in Oceanside. So it's great for the boys. Get out of town, get away from home, get away from the fence line of parents and fans, and just come out here and do what they do.
Yeah, we didn't really have a warm-up game. I mean, you don't like to say that, but it was trial by fire to start this season.
Yeah, it certainly was. And there's the halftime horn. So your halftime score is 8-1, Oceanside over Flora. Flora's going to gather themselves in the end zone on one side of the field. Oceanside headed to the other, jogging over. And you got to believe the Flora coach is, he's looking for an answer to this. Tom Harris has to feel pretty happy. This is what they wanted. They wanted to see the boys come out and really with a spirited play and that was really the message to the players from the captains and the seniors, your son, my son, Carter, so on and so forth, was, guys, let's just go play. You always talk about how they grip the sticks tight, right? When that anxiety builds and you're just,
These boys know what they're capable of. I mean, so many of them have been playing together most of their lives. And, again, sometimes, I like to think that this is a very cerebral game, but I do think you can overthink it sometimes. And when you see guys just looking like they're a little nervous about shooting or just not confident, you can tell in their shoulders, tell the way they're holding the stick. And this looks like a little bit of a different team tonight. And I think it started with the tone at the beginning. We kind of controlled it from the beginning. And time of possession, huge statistic in football, huge statistic in lacrosse as well. I think time of possession is just gigantic for Oceanside in this game. Really, the defense has had a fairly easy night so far.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate statement. Gavin hasn't had much action, and he's nursing that broken finger. So the idea that he's not getting covered in rubber is probably a good thing. His clears look a little bit better. I know that thing was really killing him. He took a shot to the hand in warm-ups against Lake Norman.
Yeah, just when you think you're feeling better about it, and you take a shot, and it reminds you that it's there. But he's a tough kid, and he'll keep fighting through it, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've got like you said, it's not really raining, but it's a steady mist that we've got here. I mean, nothing that threatens our ability to continue to broadcast or play the game. But
it's like a heavy fog. I don't know. It's definitely raining. Sprinkling.
All right,
Spritzing.
Well, it's a light mist, I'll say, or a heavy mist.
You want to take a break for 2 minutes?
Yeah, let's take a 2-minute break. We got 7 minutes before we're back to live lacrosse. So let's take a 5-minute powwow here, and we will see y'all shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to live lacrosse from AC Flora High School in Columbia, South Carolina. We are currently 17 seconds away from the second half face-off. Your Oceanside Land Sharks are on top 8-1. Feeling pretty good about it. Got the big line coming out there. Looks like we got Carter Gregory at the wing here. Peanut Seaton on the other side. Cole, the clamp, at midfield on the dot. So we're just getting ready to decide to square it up here. Jackson Hyman down on attack. Big number 99. Ball's bouncing around. Palmer Mood's after it. Carter Gregory comes up with it. Boy, we've seen a lot of P. Mood and Carter Gregory battles for the ball in our life. Carter has got wheels turning, and he's got that look in his eye. Now he dishes it off to Ian Long. Caden Costa. AJ trots onto the field.
Gotta say, I like Carter on the wing over here. Kind of a unusual place to find him, but little bit of an experiment there. Looks like it's working.
Yeah, I think I told you we were going to have some interesting player combinations tonight. The coaches trying some things, and it's borne fruit. The trigger over to Carter to AJ. AJ's over here on the side. Looks like he's going to make a run for it there. Now he dishes it off to Ian clockwise or counterclockwise around. The trigger Jackson Hyman takes a big cut at it, backed up by Ian. No harm, no foul.
Great few steps there by Hyman. Got him around that defender, and he left go quite a shot there just off goal.
All right. Ian out front. Carter Gregory over to Jackson. Jackson takes a step. He's got a big pull on him. He looks at AJ. AJ takes a big rip wide of the net. It's a good take. He had the step. Plenty of room to shoot. A lot of bodies in front. He was looking for that upper right-hand corner, couldn't get home.
Yeah, Jackson drawing the attention there, and AJ had a nice open window.
All right, AJ back on the side in the alley in the far side of the field. Carter Gregory top of the restraining box. Trigger coming all the way out to midfield here. He's going to take a run in on it at number 10. Cuts to his right, cuts to his left. He's looking for it, dumps it off to Jackson Hyman. Jackson behind the net. That's Ian behind the net in his office. Carter Gregory up top makes a move, looks for it, can't find it. Caden Costa, he's in traffic to a pole and a short stick on him. Back to Ian Long. Patience, good patience by the Land Sharks. There was a couple opportunities to take a bad shot, and they didn't do it. Carter Gregory walking it off here, up top. Titus, AJ. AJ looks like he's going to make a dodge move. He's got a pole on him. Over to Titus, back over to Costa here. Titus looking for somewhere to go. He's got a short stick on him. You know, they look for that big cut high of the net. Still backed up. Ian Long is like a centurion back there, Coach.
Just marches on that line. Keeps possession in the right end, and that's what matters.
All right, little traffic behind the net. Feed in front right off the top of Costa's stick. That's a bobble. That's going to roll right over here. Andy Jones all over. Big 95. He's coming down. AJ stalking him, and the big man gets home. With two Land Sharks draped all over him, he gets home. That's number 95, Stu Lincoln.
That was another of those cannot be denied.
Yeah.
He had the momentum going downhill and carried two Sharks along for the ride.
He sure did. Big Lincoln Town Car driving up the middle.
9:24 left in the third here. 6-point lead for the Sharks. Cole to Clamp in the middle.
All right, 8-2. You know, and again, they come out, they get the first goal of the half, and that specter of a couple years ago. Liam Rosebach checks into the game at the wing here. Cole's hoofing after it. He's swiping it big, 99. Ball pops loose, coming the other way. Liam gets possession, back to Reese. Over to Thomas. Thomas Huffines. He's mauled immediately. Got to find a place to go with it. Reese Meredith gives him the outlet at midfield, dishes it off, and that's going to be a failure to advance. We didn't get it. in the struggle with the clear. So that's 2 straight possessions that AC Flora comes up with it, dishes it off. Number 9 streaking across the field, fields it back to number 9 in the back. That was number 5 streaking across the field.
And this is a Flora team. I don't think we want to let build any momentum at this point. So Oceanside needs to generate a turnover here, get the ball back in their own end.
Let's play good defense, man. Silas Gillum. He's got number 9, hands him off to Andy Jones with the pole. Sawyer Arnold out here at the top of the restraining box looking at number 11. 11 gets a step on him. Sawyer covers a lot of ground in just a couple of steps. That's Pope Johnson. Can't mess with the Pope. Over to number 1. That's Julian Schumacher on the side of the net looking for a place to go with it. Pushes it up top here.
Oceanside defense with a stout showing here so far on this series. Not given much.
Yeah, Pope Johnson out here makes a good step on Sawyer. Sawyer makes a good recovery, cuts him off at the pass, gives him no room to go with it. Feed inside, across the goal, across a couple of sticks. And that ball's out of bounds. That's going to be tipped, and it's going to stay here.
No, they're calling blue.
They're calling blue. Okay.
I agree. I thought I heard tip.
I saw him do the tip thing. I just don't know who it tipped off of.
I think we're going to have our traditional caucus.
A referee caucus. Steady mist in the air. The ring of a baseball bat. I just heard somebody's out getting batting practice at this hour.
And it is going to stay AC Flora ball. So I think the tip call we heard was the controlling call.
Yeah, I saw the guy say tip, so that's Palmer Mood, I think. That P Mood over there. All right, so number 11's got it. The Pope's got it up top. Silas Gillum stalking him, puts his foot in the ground, comes the other way, back up top to Palmer. Palmer rings it over here to number 5, Bryson Gray. Bryson back to Palmer. Quick move by the Pope, and he throws it away behind the net. There's our turnover, Coach. Reese Meredith's going to go grab the ball.
Get a little pickup in the pace of this rain.
And we may have to, at a timeout or I don't know at what point we have to cover the camera up there, but I think we're holding up okay. Certainly not soaking or driving.
No.
All right, there's a ball on the ground, comes up. Ian comes up with it, feeds it over to the trigger. He gets a touch, steps inside. AJ's got it at the top. Landshark's got it. There's a nice feed into Ian. And Costa was just a little too tall and wide for him. And Ian had to throw it over a guy, and he's already throwing the ball out of a well.
What a crazy
He's a little guy.
What a crazy series that just happened there. So the ball hit the ref that kept it from going out of bounds. Then an AC Flora player tried to roll it into his goalie, and I believe it was Ian Long just kind of picked up the roll.
Yeah.
And here we go. We find ourselves back on offense. So it just goes to show you never give up on the ball. And Oceanside's going to retain possession here.
All right, Carter Gregory makes a drive, beats one man, almost beats 2. Little slide there by number 5. He's got quick feet. The trigger gets a little pick from Carter. He's getting a body from P. Mood up here, and that's going to be, Carter had to play for the interception because it looked like that this young fella, number 9 or 5, was going to jump on it. 6, 5.
Going to stay Oceanside ball.
AJ's got it up top. He's looking for Jackson Hyman. Jackson's looking for number 3. Ian comes right around, slings it high. Boy, if he gets that down, it's in the cage. Still Oceanside ball. Jackson Hyman's coming in from behind the net, out toward the alley, corner of the end zone there. The trigger's got it. He tries to make the dodge, gets around one guy. The goaltender got a little piece of it, maybe with a foot.
Little foot save.
Ian Long's going to bring it in from behind the net.
Yeah, I wonder if Ian Long, as he was coming across the middle, he may have just got a little bit of a stick check on him there that forced that shot high.
Maybe.
He was right on the doorstep just waiting.
Ian comes, makes a big move. Boy, when he puts that foot in the ground, he can turn. AJ looking at it, and he looks high. He felt like he had something, and he got Palmer to duck out of the way for a second. That's fun to watch. Oceanside ball.
He may have told Palmer to duck.
Yeah, he might have. As a courtesy, here it comes. Him and Palmer have known each other long enough. Palmer remembers when he played defense. Okay, Carter behind the net. Carter gets a step on his man. He's coming around, looking for the turnaround. He gets undressed.
Yeah, he took a little chin music there. And
Caden Costa hoofing after it. He get out of stick. Caden's hoofing. That young man is cooking. Here comes the defense. CJ comes into the game, number 11. Haven't seen him or called his number yet. So he's in the game. Peanut stalking. Out here to number 5. That's Bryson Gray. And Palmer can't handle the pass. And it's right to Ian Long. Palmer's not going to let him go. Palmer's going to make up for that mistake. Over to Jackson Hyman. Field's getting slippery. You can tell these guys are checking their footing. They're just not cutting quite as hard with this mist. It's like a glazed donut out there.
Yeah, Tony, you have to think this might demand more of that gritty game that we were talking about. Just kind of straight drives and trying to outmuscle some guys. I think you're going to lose some of the finesse with this slick turf.
There's a feed inside. Caden Costa gets a seat, and he manages to somehow get it. I don't know who got the goal.
That was Liam Rosebach.
It was Liam Rosebach.
A little bit of a shot assist to Rosebach there by Costa.
Yeah, he just kind of shoved it as he was falling.
Yeah,
and he shoved it over toward Liam, and I think the goaltender thought he was in the clear.
Yeah, definitely got the business from the defense, but kept the ball in play, and Liam cleaned up the trash there, and here we find ourselves 9-2 with 3:55 left in the third.
Okay, Owen Kempker checking into the game right in front of us at the wing. Peanut seating on the other side. Cole the Clamp looking to pad his stats here. He's doing pretty good on the faceoff dot tonight. And it's whistled live. There's a wrestling match. 99 comes up with it. Cole picks his pocket, and Cole's headed for the cage. Dishes it off to Jackson. I like that, having Jackson at the attack position for the start. And they'll obviously rotate around, do what they need to do.
Right.
It's really good to give Cole a place to go with it when he gets that break.
Yeah, we find that Cole's often outsized by some of these other Fogos, and so when he does get possession, he's kind of looking to get rid of it, and it's easy to get rid of it to a big target like Hyman.
Yeah, and you got to believe that's something Coach Harris has worked on in the game plan to give him somewhere to go with it. You're watching the film, and again, my goodness, Titus for number 4. We're shooting the breeze. He's shooting the ball.
Well, that's his job. Nice job, Titus.
Outstanding work.
Again, a little bit of the, I guess, a privilege, I guess you'd say, this year that we have a good natural left-handed shooter on that side. I think it opens up our offense a little bit more, and Titus has been taking advantage of some of the room he's been given tonight.
Agreed, and I'll tell you, the body English of the we've seen this before, the body English of the AC Flora defense is starting to tell some tales back there. Frustration starting to mount.
Yeah, I also think they've got to be winded. I mean, again, the field's just been tilted their way most of this game so far.
All right, here we go, trying to get a clear here. Gavin's got it. He dishes it back off to Andy. I think that's Andy. You got to push it upfield. AJ gets it on a one-hopper. Almost a one-handed catch. Or Carter, Carter gets it on a one-hopper, one-handed catch.
I couldn't even see the ball over there, so glad you saw it.
Yeah, no, my eyesight is one of the few things that hasn't failed me yet. So Liam Rosebach in the game. Wagner in the game here, 21. Over to Carter. Carter's out wide. He's got a pole on him, trying to get by it. Does a pretty good job of that.
Woo!
Hot pass coming in. Passed it basically to himself. Rosebach just slowed it down so Carter could catch up to it. AJ feeds it behind the net to Ian. Here comes a big drive.
Wow, what a rip by Hyman there. Nice save by the goalie.
And they're going to call it, and we came up with the rebound, but I guess there may be a crease violation there running through the crease. So it's going to be AC Flora ball. Wagner putting the pressure on the ride. Goaltender flings it up the field. Flings.
That's going to be a flag.
That's going to be a flag. Ian Long just he took one extra swipe, and he runs right to the box. He knows what it was. He knows.
I will say, I feel like 17 sold that a little bit, but that's fine. You got to do that. That's part of the game.
And the auctioneer's gavel bangs, sold. And off to the box, look, little Ian Long. I mean, come on. I mean, how much damage could he do? All right?
Made it work.
So, AC Flora is going to go man up. Although I don't see anyone on a knee. Maybe he's just getting a drink. Clearly, the Palmer Mood brings it with the free in. He starts it. He puts the ball on the ground. Flings it down to the left-hand side of the net. They start wheeling around. Palmer up top, over to number 9. Sam Davies, Gavin tracking it behind. There's a big drive off of Gavin. He got a piece of it. 99 behind the net. Or 89, I just can't tell. The numbers are tough to read.
Flora moving the ball well. Passes just a little off target, which slows them down that fraction of a second. And now we find ourselves evened up.
Yeah, we're back in business here, so let's play for the turnover. Silas Gillen backpedaling. Palmer looking to take advantage. Palmer stops on a dime. He knows his home field. He knows where he can stop and where he can't. He looks it up. He takes a seat, flings it over, and he made a bad mistake. You handed that to Peanut. Peanut's at full stride.
If I was Long, I'd be running for the baseline.
Long is behind the net. And Peanut, the pole goal! Peanut, Alex Seaton.
I'm not quite sure that's the one he envisioned, but it was effective. That's all that matters.
The pole goal. Peanut, Alex Seaton from coast to coast like butter and toast. He trots off, victorious. Oh, no, he goes over to the wing. He's got to play some more.
Yeah, he's not off duty yet.
No, he is not. That is a well-conditioned athlete right there. In his spare time, he plays hockey. All right, Carter Gregory over on this wing. Peanut on the other wing. Cole the Clamp. Let's see what we got on the faceoff dot. 11-2, 49 seconds, less than a minute to play in the third quarter. The quarter has sailed by. Carter with a pretty good check. Couldn't knock it loose. Tried for the interception there. Sold out to it. Flora looking for a pole goal of their own. Didn't get it.
Harrison got down low on that.
Yeah, he did. That's Oceanside ball. That's great hustle. Andy Jones with the hustle outruns the guy to the his man to the sideline. And I'll tell you, there's few things that make Coach Harris happier than when somebody is just hustling to the sideline for that possession.
But now we need a clean clear.
We do need a clean clear, and we're not going to get that. Well, it's all going to work out because Ian Long is the scooper.
Well, we got
at the other end.
We got the clear. It was dirty.
It was a dirty clear, but
cloudy.
Yeah, at best. There's a little popper. Everybody's after it. Ian Long comes up with it. He's looking for a place to go, and that's the horn. And Ian Long finds himself on the turf. No matter. He gets up. He dusts himself off, and that is going to be 11-2 at the end of 3. So we're going to go into the fourth quarter. And we've got we're up 11-2. Going to take a quick sponsor break here while we've got it, while the coach, who also moonlights as our producer, updates the scoring, and he's doing some sort of typing here. So our sponsors: Benjamin Franklin Plumbing, Bowline Wealth Management, Coastal Millwork Supply, Fast Trans Intermodal, Clark's guys there, Longshore Boats. It's almost the season. Go see Longshore Boats, folks. McDonald's, you deserve a break today. Saltwater Rides, SGKA Investments, the Charleston Design Center, Thomas Supply, Axis Endurance Coaching, Charleston Elite Lacrosse, Lolax Lacrosse, Feed the Shark sponsors, Matzo Deli and Jersey Mike Subs, Beacon Community Bank, Acme Low Country Kitchen, Playa Bowls, the Rose Box, the Heinemans, the Long family, the Funkadelics, the Johnson family, Craybills, saw their boy in the game tonight. Love that. The Hollingsworths, Jamie listening at home, thank you. The Gregory family and the Harrison family. And what a night.
You never reminded me the other day to bring up the joke that you made.
What was the joke that I made?
You said the two left crew. Did you realize you were going back to like 90s rap there?
Yes, I did.
So
I did that on purpose.
That's got to come out again because it was so genius how you just dropped that right out there. I was trying to contain myself when I heard it. I thought it was so good.
You know how I get it. Just kind of flows.
Yeah,
and
man.
It just came to me.
It was beautiful.
So they got a great playlist here at AC Flora. We're going to jump around a little bit. The Flora doesn't have much to jump around them at, but the few Oceanside faithful that came out to see us here and made the long trek through the horrible traffic, they're pretty excited about it.
I think we have some faithful on the other side that just didn't want to walk as far to the bleachers, too.
Well, and that may be possible as well. So 99 comes up with a clean. He's driving into the zone. He's got Peanut harassing him. Andy Jones puts a great body into him. There's nowhere to go with it. He comes up with it, hands it off to another pole. They're going deep with it. Dishes it off to number 9. That's Sam Davies rolling around the back of the net, and he's harassed. I think that's Reese Meredith back there.
Yeah, big number 20.
Big number 20. Over to number 11, back up to the Pope. I just like calling him that. He gets by his guy, drives it behind the net, pops it back, dishes it out to Palmer. Palmer looking for somewhere to go. He's got a face full of Andy Jones, nothing doing there. Reese has got that shut down in the corner. Hands it off to, who's 16? That's a new number. There's a feed inside and a goal. Feed inside and a goal.
I missed the shooter. Sorry to AC Flora. Nice goal.
It looks like Palmer. Yeah, number 6. So Palmer Mood, he took a pole to the side there, so he kind of goes off a little limping. Now, you're going to take more than that to take Palmer out of the game. Again, we know this boy very, very well.
Yeah, he's not looking too happy over there right now.
No, I think Andy gave him a pretty good shot. So he got the goal, but he paid the price for it, and he got one by his buddy Gavin.
Let's hope he's all right. Looks like his trainer's instructing him to stretch. As we say, he'll feel that tomorrow. 10:53 left in the fourth. Oceanside with the 11-3 lead here at AC Flora Falcon Field.
All right, big tilt out front. Peanut Seaton comes up with the ball after the clamp kicks it to the side. Little, hot feed inside. Remind me to say something about that at the next. 61 went to pass it, and then he left the ball behind, so Carter touches on it. It doesn't go out of bounds. Big feed up the middle. It's anybody's ball. Andy Jones showing the hustle. Andy's got the wheels turning now. Andy's chucking. He may want a pole goal of his own. Now he defers off to Carter Gregory, and Andy's going to take the long jog back to the defensive zone. And we've got whistles.
Yeah, I think we're going to have an offsides there, Tony.
Yeah.
Oceanside did their best trying to really quietly fix it, but not going to happen.
Andy went darting down the field, and he was not looking. He wasn't counting heads on his way to the goal.
Yeah.
All right, so AC Flora's got the ball. Number 11, the Pope. He's trucking downfield with it. Feeds it over. Palmer Mood's back in the game. Palmer gets the touch. Looks like nothing happened to him.
Yeah.
He may have been trying to sell something.
Just needed a stretch.
There's a mom goal off to the side of the cage. Gavin puts it up for Peanut. Peanut having a little trouble corralling it. He gets it. Ends up taking some wood from 95. Feeds it up top to Silas. Silas to Carter Gregory. Carter is going to, at a leisurely pace, get the touch and settle everything down behind the net. Ian Long.
Yeah, no reason here for Oceanside to get into a sprint match.
Over to Wagner. Wagner to the trigger. AJ and the trigger trading places. Carter. Everybody take a breath and let's set it up. AJ's going to be looking for a goal of his own here. I have a feeling. Carter's going to make the dodge. He gets around a pole, draws the slide, feeds it in front, looking for Wagner.
I'm guessing that chink we heard was the reason that pass was a little off target. Good check there by the Flora team.
Flora marching downfield with it. Palmer trucking downfield. P. Mood dishes it off behind the net. Reese Meredith has it in lockdown. Nothing doing there. Over here to number 1, Julian Schumacher. Pushes it back up top to 17. That's Clater Lockhart. Back to number 1. Schumacher goes in. He beats his guy, but Andy slams the door on him. A lot of traffic, 3-on-1 in front of the net. There's a lot of scrum there. I lost Gavin in it all. He's back in the cage.
It's Owen Kimker.
Owen Kimker, he comes flying out of there with it. He's running downfield. The goal's backed up. Ball's on the ground. That was a lot of effort for the ball on the ground.
I'm not sure Wagner was expecting that pass coming at him like that, but
now it looked like he was a little surprised. There's a bad outlet there right to Peanut Seaton. That's not who he wanted to get it. He takes a little wood from 18. Peanut driving in. He's got Wagner in front. Wagner doesn't get home.
And takes a bit of a shot as he's finishing up there. But he shakes his head and he's good.
So here we go. Who's checking in? There's Rosebach checking in. Peanut's going to get back on side. Caden Costa's coming across the center line there. Everybody's on sides. They're counting hats. We're looking good. AJ off to the side. He's got a mountain of a pole in front of him. Gets a step on him. Feeds it over to the Trigger. Trigger's going to dish it off to Costa. Costa to Titus. Titus to AJ. AJ feeds it back to Liam. Rosebach surveys. Says, take this, AJ. I can't work from here. Back up top. Trigger, Costa. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. Oceanside at the 7-minute mark. It's 11-3, 7 to go.
Oceanside looked content there to just kind of move the ball around methodically, burn clock. Obviously, AC Flora is going to be looking to pressure and get this ball moving faster.
Yeah, we're going to, obviously, I don't think the game's in doubt at this point, but, now you're trying to get you see some other names in the game. Tom's going to start to, let some guys play. There are a couple guys like AJ's looking for the twine. He hasn't put his name in the tally yet tonight, so he'll be itching for that just to keep it going.
Yeah, and I think as a coach, Tony, you also use this time to make sure you don't have guys just prematurely shutting it down. You want your guys playing to the last whistle. And you see somebody dogging out there, that's not going to make you happy as a coach. So you got to make sure you salt the win away.
And we have yet to play a complete game. So that was another one. I'm sure that was one of the goals tonight.
Right.
I didn't get a chance to. Normally I talk to Tom at some point, but I haven't had a conversation with him since Saturday. It was a tough week last week. I left him alone. I didn't want to bother him looking for TV bits. But I'm sure that was something, when on Saturday when I did see him after the game, the moral victory there was we won the second half against a great team. We outscored them in the second half. So, but he is looking for that complete game. So AJ comes, he makes a dodge on a pole. He gets a little bit of room, feeds it over to the Trigger. Trigger makes the dodge. He's got nothing doing there. He feeds it behind the long looking for the outlet. He's got Rosebach on the sideline. Liam had to reach up for that one. He's got a pole on him. He's going to try and beat it. He pushes it back the other way. So now we're going to go clockwise. Feeds it out a little tall for AJ. May have lost it in the lights there for a second. Gathers it up, pushes it back in front. And he had Wagner in front.
Goalie just did a nice job getting a stick out there. Yeah. Otherwise, would have been a feast for Wagner in front. Good ride here by Costa and the rest of the Oceanside offense.
I'll tell you, good discipline there by Costa because he went to take a swipe at it and he noticed that it was headed for the he could have very easily whacked that kid in the helmet and we'd be a man down. There's A.J. Zarzaka comes right over to us to gather it. Excuse me.
And that's what I think sometimes you got to sell to your offense, that the harder you ride, the extra pass you make them make that defense make is the one that they drop and rolls out of bounds like we saw there.
Great point.
Good job on these guys riding hard.
Great point. I know the rides and the clears. Now, the ride's been pretty good to us even through stiff competition, but obviously the clears is something we're still working on. Carter has nowhere to go with it. Feeds it over to Rosebach. Rosebach over to Costa. Costa kamikaze. He's got two poles on him. Thinks better of it. Gets it to AJ, and AJ gets snared looking for the top corner, and he's going to be frustrated with that.
Yeah, that was good ball movement. Costa drew 2 poles towards him, leaving AJ open a little bit. Goalie makes a good top corner save there on him. Ball's moving the other way. 5:11 left in the fourth.
So AJ is playing attack here, which is a little new for him.
Timeout, Falcons. We'd like to give a special thank you to our sponsors.
So they got a timeout. Flora? It's Flora's timeout, right?
Flora's timeout. I think they were going to get dangerously close to failing to advance, so they just took the timeout.
All right, the 5-minute mark. 11-3, all Oceanside tonight. Feeling pretty good about that. Where do we go from here? We got to close this out, continue to work, continue to salt it away. Now it's time for not to get lackadaisical, okay? Even coming out of here, boys, you're 1-3. Let's be humble. Let's continue to work hard.
Yeah, I think we said this a little bit, Tony, before. We don't want to come out of this game with an 11-8 win at this point. Let's keep the score where it is here, finish strong. And the boys got it coming at them again. Another Friday-Saturday doubleheader this weekend. So a little time to rest before that comes, and some big challenges coming our way this weekend. Got to wonder if there's a chance if we get some guys that are injured back healthy. I know MJ Zanone is trying to heal up and get back here on the field.
All right, so Flora's trying to set it up here. It's a proud program. They're not just going to go away. They're looking for everything they can get. They're working on things. They're trying to make the most of this situation. Mood drives it in. High pass behind the net. The mist picks back up. It stopped for a little while here. The weather's teasing us a little bit. There's the Pope, number 11. He drives one in on Gavin. I think Gavin kicked that aside, right?
Yeah, and then the Pope did a little Superman impression there across the turf.
It whistles in from behind the net. Reese Meredith puts that in lockdown. Andy Jones looking at number 1. He's all business there. Wow. He's got him tied up in a tree. He's got nowhere to go.
What a series of checks by Jones there. Just
and he's not stopping.
No. No, there's no quit there.
So AC Flora working it. The defense is packed in. Reese Meredith in shutdown mode there. Number 9 turns him away. High pass. There's the mistake. And Kempker's got wheels turning. And that's out of bounds. Going to be Oceanside ball.
Coach is going to appreciate his effort getting to the sideline there. Oh, and number 4 for AC Flora tries to pick that off, but
here's AJ coming down. I don't know what that was.
I think that may have been our friend Frank Mood giving a couple words to the officials from the press box up there.
That may have been Frank Mood announcing his presence with authority as his boy trots over here to whistle the ball in.
Three minutes, 30 seconds left in the game here, Tony. Oceanside with an 8-goal lead.
All right. So AC Flora is content to kind of wind it around here. They're looking for something. 3:14 to go. Andy Jones doing what Andy Jones does. Number one on number one. I mean, he is just tenacious with that stick. He's all over the hands. He's got foot for foot. I mean, I don't know that you draw up defense. I mean, look, we talk a lot about Peanut, and we give Andy plenty of love. But, I mean, they're going to watch the tape here, and they're going to see a defensive clinic. There's a stumble. The Pope, he lost his footing. Gets it over to Mood. Mood takes a big rip. Whew. I don't know if it hit somebody.
Hey, I don't know if G did that or if that hit someone on the way. But
I don't know, but Peanuts, he is full stride down the field. He feeds it in front. Wagner gets pummeled. Peanut comes in and bodies a couple other people. AJ working the attack angle there.
Tony, you were talking about Andy there on defense. Just to convey how hard it is to keep control of that long stick as you're checking someone and not errantly hitting them in the head or the back. Just an amazing job he did down there.
Yeah, I mean, just a yeoman's work. Yeoman's work. Okay, there's Jackson Hyman. Did Jackson have two, or did he get the hat trick? Or is he still looking for it?
I think he had two. We need a statistician over here next.
Yeah, we're going to need somebody to run stat for us. I feel like Chris Gregory's not doing anything constructive right now.
Yeah, he deserves the night off.
With all the home games we have, he has to work the box and the penalties and all that, so a night off for him is not terrible. All right, Carter Gregory coming in from the side. He gets a step. He's got two short poles.
Oh, what a step.
And he drives around both of them, and I'll tell you what, that ball was 6 inches from pay dirt.
Somehow he kept his feet. His defender didn't, and, boy, he just, like you said, Tony, I don't know if that was 6 inches. That may have been 2 inches, but good little rip. 1:28 left in the game. I believe we're having a timeout here.
All right, I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that supports Oceanside Lacrosse, the lacrosse boosters, all the donations, Angie Gregory, Mark Heineman, the officers of that. I just do what they tell me. Marina, your wife, does a fantastic job supporting these kids. Melissa Hyman makes sure all the kids get fed no matter where they're at. Mark's working in St. Petersburg. He has the longest commute known to man. But he's off the better weather, so I guess there's some genius in that. All the families that just contribute, setting up the field, tearing down the field. Christina Brown, the administration, Mark Meyer, Brooks Barano, who's our assistant AD rep, Savannah Metz, who's our athletic training staff rep. Just all the people that make this possible for these boys as they go on this journey. And for our boys, it's their last go-round.
Right.
Off to a rough 0-3 start. I was texting back and forth with athletic director Meyer, and he was really rooting us on hard. The girls routed Chapin 17-2 tonight at the Reef. And he said, look, you guys need to get a win. The algorithm that does the seeding for the playoffs does not reward tough losses.
Right.
And if you know Mark Meyer, if you know A.D. Meyer, that's a total Mark Meyer statement. That's all well and good, but there's results and there's everything else. So, back to live action. Looks like Rosebach's out there. He's going to inbound it here. AJ's at the top of the restraining box. Ball's loose on the ground. Official timeout. What did he want? No idea.
Not sure what happened there, but it's going to be AC Flora ball.
All right. AJ, I guess he's working the midfield role again. Having a little trouble following. He's harassing that defender. He runs off with him in favor of some defensive hardware. Thomas Huffines comes in the game, so we get some poles in the game. Wagner's hoofing it to the sidelines. That's a long run. There's an over-the-top shot. G saw it. Oh, that's not G. We have changed the goaltender.
We got all kinds of crazy stuff going on out here.
My goodness gracious.
That's Jeb Plesha in there. Good to see him getting some minutes.
Yeah, when you have the name Jeb, I mean, he almost doesn't need a nickname. You know how I love the nicknames? Yeah, I might come up with one for him. Oh, and Jeb lets one by. So 11-4, Oceanside over Flora. Once again, poor Jeb comes in cold.
Listen, my boy has played that role many times. It's not easy. You just try to tell these backup goalies to take advantage of every second, every minute you get up there because your time's going to come. And, certainly coming off the bench and being expected to step in front of a hard white ball is not easy.
Let's go, Momo!
Doesn't look like Cole's getting a break in the middle. They're going to keep riding him.
No, he needs all the reps he can get. And he's the kind of kid, he wants it.
Right.
He does not want to get off that circle. He's just that kind of kid. There's a feed over to number 5. There's a big body. Cole doesn't flinch. He's a tough little guy. You got to be tough to be a Fogo. I mean, he's out there dicing it up with guys twice his size that are seniors and juniors and upperclassmen. There's a feed inside, an easy goal, tic-tac-toe, 11-5. Flora making the best of a bad situation here. 21 seconds left to play. We've got some backup defense in there. I see a number 17 out there and a number 19. Got to check a roster for those.
We got Charlie Woods out there. Caden Crable getting some time. And this is important for these guys. These guys need some game experience. They need some game speed.
Yep. Cole still getting pushed around, but no worse for the wear. Feeding it inside. The young Poles. There's a number 6 out there.
Yeah, that's Charlie Woods. He's
all right. And Charlie Hustle got run by there. You talk about a size mismatch.
I was just going to say, Tony, definitely a size mismatch there. And, again, these guys coming in, they're coming cold off the bench just like Jeb has in the goal. They're trying to get their feet under them in this game speed, and that can be tricky. But, again, take advantage of the time you're getting. See if Cole can win one more here with 4.8 seconds left.
Yeah, that number 95, that's Stu Lincoln, and he is built like a Lincoln Navigator. That's a big boy. All right, Cole still fighting it out. Finds it, feeds it to Rosebach, and Rosebach was seeing dollar bills but just ran out of time. So it is all Oceanside here at AC Flora. It was never in doubt from the second half on. I believe it was 8-2 coming into the half. Flora got the first goal of the half, and then, a couple of goals back to back to back. They give up 2 there with the backups in, and no harm, no foul there. Those kids will be just as happy to have that experience and let Tom get a look at them in game speed. They're all freshmen, young guys, so got to feel good about that. So what a breath and a sigh of relief for the Land Sharks, for the coaching staff, for the parents.
Listen, we all needed it. Maybe the parents may have needed it even more than the boys. I mean, I think the boys came into this game with a ton of confidence. I know as a parent, you're just always nervous, right? And but big win here for Oceanside again. Has a lot of importance as it plays into our playoff implications. And not much time to rest, Tony. We're going at it again Friday and Saturday this weekend with some stiff competition coming to town. And the boys are going to have some short time here to get back to the drawing board and come up with their plans for these weekend games.
Yeah, so there's no school and no athletics tomorrow because of the storm. So no school, no athletics tomorrow because of the storm, so there's no practice tomorrow. I believe it'll be a deluge in the morning, so there's no point in trying to do anything, and the gym will be closed. So that really leaves us tomorrow's Wednesday. That leaves us Thursday for a prep day. And then Friday, we're right in the thick of it.
Yeah, maybe some film in the morning or something.
This is a Georgia team coming in?
I think 2 Georgia teams.
2 Georgia teams.
Yes. So, and again, we've got some guys that are nursing injury. We got some guys that are out with injury. Hoping and praying maybe over the next 2 days that some people are feeling better and maybe we get some bodies back in the lineup.
Yeah.
But big first win. It's great to get a win column, go 1-3 here. And this Oceanside Land Shark squad's got to look to build on this now.
Yeah, and the opportunity is by the end of the weekend you could be 3-3 and feeling great heading into next week. So it's a crowded schedule. The spring season always is. This is a very robust schedule that we have, and we'll keep working at it. But really, that's it, folks. So thank you to everybody that makes Oceanside Lacrosse possible. Thank you to our host, AC Flora, and A.D. Yates that helped us out to get set up here. It's always a pleasure coming out here, and this, I guess, will be our last time here because our boys are seniors.
This is it.
So this is it. We leave AC Flora with a win at 1-3. We will dice it up and face it off at, I believe, 6 p.m. on Friday. So we will see you then. For Christopher Harrison, we are signing off. Have a great evening. We'll see you Friday.
Good night.